हेलो दोस्तों, बिगनर्स पॉइंट में आपका स्वागत है। और अभी हम ये स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं 16 से लेकर 20 तक की करंट अफेयर्स। डोनाल्ड ट्रंप एक्सेप्ट्स रिपब्लिकन नॉमिनेशन एसोसिएशन अटेम्प्ट डोमिनेट्स स्पीच। Donald Trump described on Thursday how he narrowly survived an attempt on his life, telling a rapt audience at the Republican National Convention in his first speech since the attack that the that he was only there by the grace of Almighty God. I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really hard on my ear, he said in Milwaukee. A thick bandage is still covering his ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can be only a bullet. Government to launch Kirti Phase 2 initiative in New Delhi. Dr. Mansukh Mandviya, Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, is set to inaugurate the second phase of the Khelo India Rising Talent Identification Kirti initiative on Friday in New Delhi. This ambitious project aims to revolutionize India's approach to discovering and nurturing sports talent at the grassroots level. Kirti envisioned has an integrated talent identification architecture, leverage modern ICT tools and global best practices. The Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports said that the initiative's primary goal is to streamline the process of identifying promising athletes on a single, comprehensive platform. All 225 passengers, 19 crew members landed safely Air India after AI-183 flight diverted to Russia. Air India said that all passengers on its flight AI-183 from New Delhi to San Francisco, which was diverted to Krasnoyarsk International Airport (UNKL) in Russia due to technical glitch, are safe, according to an Air India statement. Flight AI-183 of July 18, operating from Delhi to San Francisco, made a precautionary landing at Krasnoyarsk International Airport (KJA) in Russia after the cockpit crew detected a potential issue in the cargo hold area. Air India flight AI-183 en route from Delhi to San Francisco made an unscheduled landing at Krasnoyarsk International Airport (UNKL) in Russia due to a technical glitch. Restoration work underway at Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express derailment site in Gonda. The restoration work is underway at the site of the accident after the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express derailed in Gonda, claiming the lives of 3 people and injuring 30. Several coaches of the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express train derailed in Uttar Pradesh's Gonda on Thursday. 3 passengers died in the incident, while around 30 were injured. The train derailed near Gonda station in between Motiganj and Jilahi railway station under the jurisdiction of North Eastern Railway at about 2:37 p.m. As many as 4.4 or 5 coaches of the Dibrugarh Express train from the front got derailed. Surya Kumar Yadav named India's new T20 captain Rohit Virat back in ODI. Star batter Surya Kumar Yadav will lead Team India in the upcoming T20 series against Sri Lanka, as the Board of Control for Cricket in India (BCCI) announced the squad on Thursday. Meanwhile, Rohit Sharma will be landing the ODI side. T20 seen Shubham Gill, who led the Man in Blue in the recently concluded T20 series against Zimbabwe, will be Surya Kumar Yadav's deputy in the forthcoming 3-match T20 over series against Sri Lanka. Meanwhile, star India all-rounder Hardik Pandya, who last led the team, was not given responsibility to lead the side. Pacers Arshdeep Singh, Mohammad Shiraz and wicketkeeper batter Rishabh Pant were also called in T20's squad after they were given rest for India's tour of Zimbabwe. Biden faces rising pressure to quit Trump to accept nomination. President Joe Biden's re-election bid was mired in fresh turmoil after news reports that top Democratic leaders had privately pushed him to end his campaign, while Donald Trump was set to accept the Republican presidential nomination on Thursday at his party's national convention. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, House Minority Leader Hakeem Zarifi, and former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi have all expressed deep concern directly to Biden in recent days that he will not only lose the White House but also cause the party any chance of winning back the US House of Representatives in the November 5 election, according to reports in multiple news outlets. Supreme Court asks NTA to publish NEET UG result of all students mask their identity. The Supreme Court on Thursday directed the National Testing Agency (NTA) to publish on its website the marks obtained by all the students who appeared in the eligibility come entrance test for undergraduates NEET UG 2024, ensuring the identity of students is masked. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice J.B. Padriwala and Manoj Mishra ordered that the results should be published separately, city and center-wise by Saturday at 12 noon. India's counter-drone market set to soar with 28% annual growth over next 5 years report. India's counter-drone market is expected to grow at an annual rate of 28% over the next 5 years, according to a report by financial services company Motilal Oswal. This growth is driven by an increased need for system to counter aerial strike, counter aerial attacks. The report estimates the addressable market for counter drone system at rupees 120 billion, approximately $1.6 billion over the next 5 years. This projection is based on a requirement for nearly 1200 counter drone systems, each costing between 80 to 150 million. This demand is expected to create an annual market opportunity to nearly 24 billion. Butchered animal bones indicate earliest human presence in southern South America. Fossil bones found in Argentina of a large armadillo relative with cut marks suggestive of butchering indicate humans were present in southern South of America some 21,000 years ago, according to researchers, earlier than previously thought. The bones were from a large armored plant eating a mammal named New Scleroclyptus, part of group called Glyptodonts that inhabited the Americas for more than 30 million years before going extinct at the end of the Ice Age about 10,000 years ago. FICCI forecasts 7% annual GDP growth for India in 2024-25. The Federation of India Chambers of Commerce Industry FICCI has forecasted a 7% annual median GDP growth for India in the fiscal year 2024-25, according to its latest economic outlook survey. Despite persisting headwinds, India's economic growth remains resilient and the nation remains amongst fastest growing economies in the world, the survey states. 76th Primetime Emmy Awards. Netflix, Disney dominate 2024 nominations. The nominations for the 76th Primetime Emmy Awards were unveiled today, showcasing the best in television over the past year. FX epic series Shogun leads the pack with an impressive 25 nominations, including a nod for Best Drama Series. Other top contenders include FX The Bear with 23 nominations, setting a new record for comedy series. Hulu's Only Murders in the Building secured 21 nods, while HBO or Max True Detective Night Country and Netflix The Crown rounded out the top with 19 and 18 nominations respectively. US military ends Gaza floating pier mission to bring aid to Palestinians by sea. The US military announced on Wednesday that its mission to install and operate a temporary floating pier off the coast of Gaza was complete, formally ending an extraordinary but troubled effort to bring humanitarian aid to Palestinians. The pier, announced by President Joe Biden during a televised address to Congress in March, was a massive endeavor that took about 1,000 US forces to execute. Aid began following via the period to Gaza in May, an operation aimed at helping avert famine after months of war between Israel and Hamas. Ukraine Russia to create AI enabled war drones. In Ukraine, a handful of startups were developing artificial intelligence AI system to help fly a vast fleet of drones, taking warfare into uncharted territory has combatants race to gain a technological edge in battle. Ukraine hopes a rollout of AI-enabled drone across the front line will help it overcome increasing signal jamming by the Russians as well as enabled unnamed aerial vehicles UAVs to work in larger group. AI drone development in Ukraine is broadly split between visual system helping identify targets and fly drones into them, terrain mapping for navigation and more complex programs, enabling UAV to operate in interconnected swarms. EAM Jaishankar inaugurates India's first overseas Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Mauritius. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar inaugurates India's first overseas Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Mauritius on Wednesday, making a significant step in strengthening ties between the two nations. Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Kumar Jagannath was also present at the event. The Jan Aushadhi Kendra, a health partnership project, aims to supply cost-effective made in India medicines to enhance public health care and well-being in Mauritius. This initiative fulfills a promise made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi earlier this year. Jammu and Kashmir firing between security forces and terrorists stopped in Doda's Kashtigarh area. The exchange of fire between security forces and terrorists stopped in the Kashtigarh area of Doda district in Jammu and Kashmir on Thursday. Earlier today, an encounter between security forces and terrorists broke out in the Kashtigarh area of Doda. This comes day after four army soldiers, including an officer, laid down their lives while battling terrorists in the Doda encounter. The encounter broke out between security forces and terrorists in the Desa forest area in Doda on Monday evening. Gujarat CM approves 1740 crore to strengthen road infrastructure in state's industrial and quarry areas. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel has granted in principle approval for the allocation of rupees 1470 crore to upgrade and strengthen roads connecting industrial and quarry areas, thereby enhancing road infrastructure in the state. The allocation covers 688 km of roads connecting 65 industrial and quarry areas. To achieve this, the Chief Minister has adopted an initiative approach by considering the needs of the Industries and Mines Department. Hormones therapy for breast cancer may be linked with lower dementia risk, study says this. Hormone modulating therapy HMT for breast cancer is associated with 7% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and related dementia ADRD later in life, according to a new study. Our finding emphasize the importance of considering individual patient factors when prescribing medications or developing treatment plans for breast cancer, said senior author Frances Mary Mordugono, PhD MPH professor at the University of Pittsburgh and member of Maggie Women's Research Institute and UPMC Hillman Cancer Center. Oil tanker with 13 Indians on board sinks off Oman coast. A Comoros flagged oil tanker with 13 Indians and 3 Sri Lankas has crew member has capsized off the coast of Oman, the country's maritime security center said on Tuesday. The oil tanker Prestige Falcon capsized 25 nautical miles southeast of Ras Madrak near the Omani port of Duqm. The Maritime Security Center said in the post of X, a Comoros flagged oil tanker capsized 25 nm southeast of Ras Madrak. SAR Ops initiative initiated with relevant authorities. Hashtag Maritime Security Center. IMF further raises India's growth projection to 7% for 2024, country forecast fastest growing among major economies. The International Monetary Fund (IMF) in its latest outlook has raised India's growth projection for 2024 from 6.8% earlier to 7%, with the country maintaining the fastest growing status in emerging markets and developing economies. The IMF had earlier projected growth rate of 6.5% for 2024, revising it to 6.8% and now 7%. India continues to be fastest growing major economy. India is truly proud to be partner of Mauritius in its journey towards modernity progress. Jaishankar said this. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar reaffirmed India's consistent and continued support for Mauritius in its quest for progress and expressed pride in being a partner of Mauritius in its journey towards modernity. EAM Jaishankar is on a 2-day official visit to Mauritius. He made the remarks at the inauguration of projects and the exchange of memorandum of understanding MOU between India and Mauritius in Port Louis in the presence of Mauritius Prime Minister Pravind Jagannath. Current affairs over. Thank you.